Yeah, let's keep it going. Now, I was talking about incarnation. Now, we incarnate. Incarnate, especially of a deity or spirit, embodied in flesh, in human form. So your spirit being in your body is an incarnation, like I was saying the last time, right? But incarnation is you being born. You are the incarnation. Now, whether we reincarnate or not, that's another thing. Who knows, right? But we know, according to what we understand, what most of us understand, is that it's only one spirit. It's only one life force, and we all share it. So, who knows? Like I said. So we talk about in the flesh, corporeal, physical, fleshly, embodied, represented in the ultimate or most extreme form. Incarnate, verb form, embody or represent a deity or spirit in human form. Put an idea or other abstract concept into concrete form. Put an idea or other abstract concept. So an idea is an abstract concept. Abstract, existing in thought or as an idea, but not having a physical or concrete existence. That's no thing, nothing. Relating to abstract art, consider something theoretically or separately from something else. Consider something theoretically or separately from something else. Extract or remove something, okay? Take it out. Extracting the waste. Extract the waste material. Like the sun does. Fizzes out and rejuvenates. All right? Extract and remove, okay, a summary of the contents of a book, article, or formal speech. So the summary of the contents is the abstract idea of it. Like besides everything that's in the book, aside from everything in the book, what is the overall book about? What is the overall movie about? You see? And that way you don't get lost with the concept in itself. You know what I mean? With the content in itself. If you understand the summary, you can understand the content. All right? Now, an abstract work of art. Drawn away. Abstract means drawn away. Draw off. All right? So to draw away from something. Step outside of the box. All right? Let's see. Of a person. Be the living embodiment of a quality. Of a person. Be the living embodiment of a quality. Incarnation means made flesh. To be made into flesh is to be incarnated. All right. Now, check out made into flesh. Well, let's check out embodiment first. Get to embodiment. Embodiment, a tangible or physical form of an idea, quality, or feeling. All right, something that you can hold. That's what tangible means. Something that you can hold. Matter. The representation or expression of something in a tangible or visible form. All right, same thing. Incorporation. So, incorporation is the representation or expression of something in an intangible physical way, right? So that's why you gotta get incorporated, everything tangible. So now, synonym for embodiment means soul. Okay? And so a soul is something that you can touch. It's something that's real. Or it's something that you can see. See what I'm saying? Tangible or visible form. Like you might not be able to touch it, but if you can see it, it's still considered an embodiment. You understand? It's still considered an embodiment. But when you can touch it, then it's tangible. So the visible form, right? It's a tangible or visible form. It means something that you can see or something that you can touch. That's what it means. Something seen or something touched. So that makes us the embodiment of the spirit, right? We're the manifestation of that you can't see, but you can see it. We're a representation of what you can't see. You understand? Yeah, like that, right? The example, the idea. The representation of something that's not seen. A symbol. You see? Personification. We get talking about God and all that. All right. So the attribution of a personal nature of human characteristics to something non-human, or the representation of an abstract quality in human form, right? The attribution of a personal nature or human characteristics to something non-human. Or the representation of an abstract quality in human form. Okay? Characteristics to something non-human. Your ideas, thoughts, stuff like that is non-human. Feelings, 5 senses, non-human. But it controls your human characteristics. You see? A person, animal, or object regarded as representing and embodying or embodying a quality, concept, or thing. Okay? Quality, concept, or thing. All right. Now we see that. See all that. Zygote. A diploid cell resulting from the fusion of 2 haploid gametes. Right? I remember that, right? Haploid is a single male gamete, and then you got a single female gamete. But these two fuse together. All right? And they form a diploid cell. And a diploid cell is a zygote. And this is when the egg is fertilized. All right, so diploid. Diploid means 2. Di mean 2, I think. Yeah, double. Double plus oil. Of a cell of nucleus containing 2 complete sets of chromosomes, 1 from each parent, of an organism or part composed of diploid cells. All right, a diploid cell organism or species. double oil. I forgot what oil meant. Double higher taxon. Get back to taxon again. It said a higher taxon can be defined as a set of species forming a cluster in multidimensional morphospace, separated from other such clusters by relatively large distances. Alternatively, an ecological concept of a higher taxon is that it consists of a set of species occupying the same upland region in an adaptive landscape. It's a higher taxon is that, right? So a higher taxon can be defined as a set of species. A set of species forming a cluster, a whole bunch of things, right? In multi-dimensional morphospace, right? Which is separated from other such clusters by relatively large distances. Alternatively, an ecological concept of a higher taxon is that it consists of a set of species occupying the same upland region in an adaptive landscape. In an adaptive landscape. Morphospace is separated. It seems like, okay, let's see. A morphospace is a representation of the possible form, shape, or structure of an organism possible. Each axis of the morphospace corresponds to a variable which describes some character of the organism. Okay, listen. Each point in the morphospace represents an individual organism. All right, so y'all remember when it was saying that, well, that wasn't in this video, but the video I did before this, it was saying that when the sperm enter into the animal cell, where it can enter into any part, the sperm can enter into any part of the animal cell. And this is what formed the ventral dorsal, right? Something like that, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so to me, the animal cell part or the whole thing, the whole polar, the animal cell with the vegetable cell, right, is the morphospace. See, because it says that morphospace is a representation of the form, of the possible form, shape, or structure of an organism. Each axis of the morphospace corresponds to a variable which describes some character of the organism, right? It describes some character. Each point in the morphospace represents an individual organism. Okay. Let's see. Let me go to the pictures real quick. See something. Morphospace and disparity analysis. This is going to take me to do some concentration on, see what they're talking about right here. I don't want to take y'all through this. But I think we can get a simpler definition. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see what we're talking about right here. It looks like something about what the embryo, it looks like. Network morphospace. I guess it's like the process or something, you know? All right, but like I said, I don't want to get too far, too far to the left. It's gonna be a whole different little plan spiral forms. It's like a fractal almost, like different things at different times. Okay, yeah, morphing. The space it takes, the time it takes, the space that you morph. Okay, yeah, there's something that morph takes space out. That's a compound word. We define morpho. It basically sounds like it's changing over time or something like that. Morpho meaning morpho. A large tropical butterfly, the male of which has bright blue iridescent wings, native to the Central and South American rainforests. They are caught in large numbers each year for use in the jewelry trade. Okay, all right, it's a modern Latin from Greek, morpho, epithet of Aphrodite, Aphrodite, right? Aphrodite is the ancient Greek goddess associated with love, beauty, pleasure, passion, and procreation. Okay, she was syncretized with the Roman goddess Venus. All right. Aphrodite's major symbols include myrtles, roses, doves, sparrows, and swans. All right. So now y'all know procreation that's dealing with childbirth. Procreation is the production of offspring, reproduction. Okay. Get that. All right. So we see what that's related to. I didn't click all the way out of it, but I did. Got the morpho meaning, the epithet. And we're talking about flowers again, butterflies, which we know represent fertility and all that. You see, it's the South American rainforest and all that. And so we're talking about space like this though. So let's see. Let's see from Latin, Greek, morpho. Let's define the word so we can get to the nitty gritty. We add space to it. Get that intelligence like that, huh? Let's see. Iridescent wings. You know, I always feel like it's two parts to the earth. You know, you got the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. Let's see, a large tropical butterfly. A male. Let's see what's going on with this. Images, large tropical butterfly. Is that like the 4 parts of the brain type stuff? It tells me this color. When I say tropical, we're talking about color. You know. And I'll tell you what the importance is, butterflies. But, you know, that ain't really getting shiny blues. We already know how a butterfly come, right? It starts as a caterpillar. And then it morphs into a butterfly. So that means space is morphing space. All right, because you know you got the metamorphosis and all that. Yeah, we know. We already know. All right, so let's get back to Zoom. I was already hitting y'all about the yoke and all that, being equally yoked and all that stuff. The somatic cell, and I was explaining that, cell, any cell of the organism that don't have nothing to do with the reproductive system. Right? Yeah, we went through all these. Well, I think for this show they might have concluded where I wanted to go with it so far. Diploid. I went back to the taxon. Got what taxon was in itself. Taxonomic group. Oh yeah, that was deep. I remember when I was talking about that. That was deep. Taxonomic part. True. See this. It said there are 7 main taxonomic ranks: kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus or species. Oh, okay, that is 7. It said there are 7 main taxonomic ranks, and these are kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus, species. You understand? So it's like you gotta create a taxonomic rank. Taxonomic rank. In whatever order that you wanna establish it in. Establishing your taxonomic rank as a kingdom, establishing as a phylum or a division, a class, order, family, genus, whatever you choose to do, right? It's all on you. I see they got them colors. Light spectrum. You see? They got it. Everything coded. Everything is coded. But now, let's get the taxonomic ranks right quick. Well, they already showed that, but let's see. We get that already, because I forgot what phylum meant. Let's see what that means. Phylum was a principal taxonomic category that ranks above class and below kingdom. It ranks above class, but below kingdom. Okay? A group of languages related to each other as closely than those forming a family, right? Especially one in which the relationships are disputed or unclear. Listen, got to form a taxonomy group. See, and that's how come the English whites conspired with the English blacks, because they were under the same taxonomy. They spoke similar languages, so it's easier for them to do business with each other. Just to be honest, that's what was going on. Like the Indians here, our other half, did not speak the language of English. Especially not widely. So when the contract game came to play, dealing with the UCC1 and all that, contract law, forming a universal code, most of our people got X'd out because of language barriers. That's how I'm seeing it. So taxonomy. What it mean? Race or phylum, I mean. What does phylum mean? Race. That's crazy, huh? Phylum means race. And this is dealing with a taxonomy. And we live in a taxonomy. You understand me? So a group of languages, right, related to each other less closely, not immediate family, than those forming a family, especially one which the relationships are disputed or unclear. So listen, when it's a family, the family forms a kingdom. Anyone that's adopting the ways of the kingdom are phylums. They're a race under the kingdom. And your race depends on whoever your family is. You see what I'm saying? So your race is what your taxonomy is. All right, so let's go to taxonomy again. Taxonomy. This is great. This is a great build, man. This is a great build. I am teaching myself today. Look at this. Taxonomy, right? Concerned with the classification of things, especially organism. So it's concerned with classification. What's classification? Because we're dealing with classism. That race and all that is about classism, socialism. All right, so the action or process of classifying something according to shared qualities or characteristics. The arrangement of animals and plants in taxonomic groups according to their observed similarities, including at least kingdom and phylum in animals, division in plants, and class, order, family, genus, and species. Put a category into which something is put. All right, so we got all that grading still. Okay. So we got all that. Cluster. And multi-dimensional morphospace. Multi-dimensional. Of or involving several dimensions or aspects. Right? We live in a society of people that have many aspects, many perceptions, as we call it. Many ways to look at things. And in a morphospace, right? It means that things are always expanding and contracting according to your movement within it. Multi-dimensions. The whole area around you, the 120, the animal whole, is the space that we move in. That's our multi-dimension. And multi, I think, means three or more. Let's see. Multi. More than one. Many. Especially variegated. Okay. Much. Many. Variegated, right? Especially. So they mean in different variations. Okay. Variegated means exhibiting different colors, especially as irregular patches or streaks. Okay, talking about colors. Like the colors we were seeing earlier with the chakras and the light spectrum. I'm just gonna call it the light spectrum because that's what it is. The light spectrum, say, of a plant or foliage, having or consisting of leaves that are edged or patterned in a second color, especially white as well as green. Multicolored, marked by variety, all right? So we get all that. Made, varied, diverse. Talking about diversity. All right? Made, varied, diverse. We're a variegated species of people. Okay? So therefore, it's a varied amount of dimensions. Variation, right? Let's go back to it again. We talk multi-space, different colors and all that. In the origin, we're talking about made varied. So we're talking about something that's varied. We're talking about varied space. We're talking about incorporating a number of different types of elements, showing variation or variety. So we're talking about different types of elements. Incorporating, right? Incorporating many different types of elements. So we live in a multi-dimensional space. A space of varied elements. All the elements meet in the middle. All the elements of the sky with all the elements of the ground, of the earth, coming together. It's mixed, diverse. Okay, so when we speak about elements, we're talking about earth, wind, water, fire, periodic table. But all that. So we talk about element. We talk about a part or aspect of something abstract. Remember? So we talk about a part of something that's abstract, a part of it. So what's the part of the abstract? The spirit. What's part of that? That's the body. They say especially one that is essential or characteristic. All right. It say each of more than 100 substances that cannot be chemically interconverted or broken down into simpler substances, and are primary constituents of matter, right? Primary constituents of matter, like the body. Each element is distinguished by its atomic number, the number of protons in the nuclei of its atoms. Okay, you say each of more than 100 substances that cannot be chemically interconverted or broken down into simpler substances, and are primary constituents of matter. Each element is distinguished by its atomic number. That means, like, you can mix it together all you want, but it's always going to be what it is. You see what I'm saying? Like, electromagnetism is mixed together, electricity and magnetism. But at the end of the day, it's still what it is. It's still separate but together. Separate but equal. You understand? So it's like the spirit and the body is separate, but it's still the same because it's in our body. You can't get out. All right, y'all get what I'm saying? So now we're talking about a step elements, right? Middle English denoting fundamental constituents of the world or celestial objects via Old French from elementary. Principle, rudiment, translating Greek. Stoichion, step, component parts, right? The component part, the most essential part when we talk about constituents of the world, okay, of everything, or celestial objects. Celestial objects are the constituents. What are celestial objects? Now, see if we can get a real definition. Just put define, see if we get something different. Sometimes when I put define, I get something different, but they ain't giving it to me like that. Okay, celestial object dictionary. Astronomy, astrology, a natural object which is located outside of Earth's atmosphere, such as the moon, the sun, an asteroid, planet, or star. All right, so we know what we're talking about though. When we're speaking of celestial objects. Now, let's look up celestial. Yeah, let's look up celestial. Then y'all get a better understanding of what's going on. Celestial is position in or relating to the sky or outer space as observed in astronomy, belonging or relating to heaven, right? Heavenly, holy, saintly, divine, godly, godlike, ethereal, okay? Ethereal, key word. Okay, extraterrestrial, key words. Right? They're supremely good. The origin of celestial. What? Late Middle English, via Old French, medieval Latin, celestials. What it was celestialis, from Latin. Caelistis, from Calum, what? Heaven. So celestial means what? Heaven. And what does celestial mean? Stars, moons, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, sun. I'm just saying. They said that I didn't. All right, they said Calum. What's that? Make sure. Calum means what? Heaven. Boom, what's all that? Okay, listen. Sky. Sky is Calum, Corlum, Nubis, Corlus, what? Jupiter. The sky is considered Jupiter. Okay? Then we got air, which already the aura. So the air is the aura. You understand? According to them. Calum, numeric, coreless, aether. Air is all these things. All right, so yeah, the air is considered the aura as well, the spirit. Weather, tempestus, calum again. All right, calus. All right, R, coleus, whatever that is. All right, burying, engraving tool. Y'all see it. Y'all see all this. Southern sky, constellation in the southern sky, right? Calum is a faint constellation in the southern sky. It's a Calum is the 8th smallest constellation in the sky. All right. So they're showing you it's dealing with constellations and all that. You see, they look like steps. See the steps? All right, let's go to left. All right, we got to this through celestial, meaning heaven. So now, go ahead and check out heaven and see what that means. cross-reference, you feel me? You gotta cross-reference to make sure that you're on point. It said a place regarded in various religions as the abode of God, or the gods, and the angels, and of the good as the death, often traditionally depicted as being above the sky. See, that's where the problem come in at. You know what I'm saying? In various religions. You know what I'm saying? The good as the devil, angels, all that stuff. It said literary, in the written language. It said the sky, especially perceived as a vault in which what? The sun, moon, stars, and planets are situated. All right, so then you know, it's a place where the stars and moon and stuff at, where it's situated at. So, in the heavens, you have the gods, and that's the luminaries, according to some people. So you see these arcs and all that is representing the sky, representing the heaven. But, you know what I'm saying? The sun and moon and stuff like that travel through. Old English, Hilfon, a Germanic origin related to Dutch, Hemel, and German, Himmel. Okay? So it's the origin, the origin in English. The Dutch origin, German origin. Hilfon, that's a part of the sky. Hilfon is the abode of God. It said in some cases the word also refers specifically to God's power, and in one poem was possibly miswritten for a word. Yeah, so we see what that is, what that's all about. I think I might have to make this be pretty much the end, man. I think I gave y'all a lot of valuable information again. You guys can at least follow up on yourself. See what's really going on with yourself. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go and get out of here, y'all. Until the next one, man. Peace.